I mean, a child, first of all, after 7, 8 hours in school, has to carry a whole bag of books at home. The mother has to spend hours to prepare him for one exam or the other. There are so many exams during the system. And then at the end of it, in class 10, he has to sit for another exam. And in the same school, when he's moving from class 10 to class 11, why should he have to sit for a board exam? I mean, it traumatizes the parent, it traumatizes the child. Some of them commit suicide. Yeah. Why should that happen? Why should the Indian education system overburden the child and make it traumatic for the parent and for the child?
Did you have memories of your own, either taking the exam or as a parent?
No, not as taking the exam, but as a parent. I remember my own son, Amit, had to go through this, and he used to wake up till 3, 4 in the morning. And I don't think it's necessary. These are young minds who are bright. The teacher has assessed them. The parents and the child knows what they want to do. Their aptitude is clear to the teacher. So why should he have to pass a board exam?
One of the other radical announcements you've made is to replace marks with grades.
Yes.
I think for class 9 and class 10.
That's correct.
Why not for class 11 and class 12?
No, it will happen. It will happen. Ultimately, we want to move up and do it for class 10 and 11 as well.
Class 11 and 12
as well. And in fact, I mean, the ultimate objective should be, that's something that we'll have to work out. And that will only come about when there is uniformity of board standards. You should have one exam for all children in India who have passed class 11. So that in entry into the university, you have one uniform exam for everybody. In other words, through the school system, you have to sit for only one exam.
Let me understand what you're saying. It's very important. You're actually saying that in the long run, and in not too longer run, you believe that even the class 12 board exam as it exists is not necessary.
Yes, because if you have an all India examination where every child passing out of school sits for class 12, and that can only happen if there's uniformity of boards, then that child can choose the university that he wants to go in, or the college that he wants to go. So on the basis of merit, those who are high in the merit will get the college of their choice, others will not. It will remove all this trauma from the system altogether.
But this is not part of your 100-day plan right now.
No, it is not. I'm just saying, we need to, you see, in the education sector, any policy framework by the ministry touches every child, every parent, every family. Yeah. So we have to move sensitively.
But you're quite clear that in your opinion, in the opinion of the experts that you've been talking to, the board exam as a way of indicating and measuring talent is archaic.
Absolutely. There should be a percentile method. And not a marking method. In other words, if somebody got 98%, he gets admission. Somebody gets 97%, he doesn't get admission. That should not be the basis. And in any case, if you have to sit for an exam, which is necessary, then of course there should be one exam across the board throughout the country. But I think in China that happens. Yeah. We've not done it in India, but that's only because state boards are different. So we have to take the states on board, and this will take a bit of time.
So something like the GRE or the SAT?
Exactly. You do it in law colleges now. For entry into law, you have one national exam. So those who are higher on the merit give their first preference, and if they have a seat in the college of their merit or the faculty of their merit, they get admission.
One of the other things you're proposing is to look at a curriculum in a less rigid way.
Absolutely.
So why can't I study biology with liberal arts if I want to?
Absolutely. There should be transfer of credits. There should be unity of degrees. You can do law and medicine, you can do law and engineering. So there are so many construction disputes in the country with a lot of infrastructure development going on. So you need a person who has knowledge of law as well as engineering. We don't have a law and engineering degree, right? So you don't have that kind of facility, that kind of flexibility in the legal system. That's because the Bar Council of India controls law education. That's not acceptable either. But again, that's something that will have to be worked out. All education must be in one higher education authority, which is unconnected with any ministry, which should be an independent body.